The vast majority of people who reinvent themselves find it easier to do it in stages. I decided to build my business slowly, one greeting card at a time. And when you keep putting one thing after another, you build momentum. I began to do as many cards as I could, and as I started to gain momentum, I found that I could start to leave some of my part-time jobs. I started to peel off, little by little, some of the things I could do to make more time for the growing entity I was building. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Thomas Edison. The point is, you don't have to just jump off the edge of the diving board. You really can proceed in a thoughtful, phased approach, and as a result, it's less threatening. You slowly build up your confidence and your knowledge. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. Carl Jung. One day I got a call from one of the larger greeting card companies who had hired me to do freelance work. It was the godsend I'd been praying for. They ordered 6 cards and were going to pay me $1,800. I got out my calculator and figured out how many hours I'd have to work at the printing company to make the same amount of money my 6-card order was going to pay. Stepping out in blind faith and finally some self-confidence, I figured I could at last give notice at the printing company. I'll never forget that day, June 8, 1990, my own personal Independence Day. That's when I felt like I'd made it. From then on, I didn't look back. Even with advances in technology over the years, there's no elegant, simple solution. It just takes effort, discipline, and patience to reach your goals. But once you reach one goal, there's always another challenge to conquer. You have to be patient and let the time be right for your ideas. They're all important in their own way, shape, and form. And then, when it's their time, they begin to bloom and become something more meaningful. All the so-called secrets of success will not work unless you do. Unknown. Journaling helps me stay focused. I use inexpensive spiral-bound notebooks for absolutely everything. Sketches, writing, concepts, ideas, you name it. As a way to log my thoughts, free my mind, and stay sane. Many of these ideas germinate into something meaningful for my business, like the little thumbnail sketches in an old journal that evolved into one of my largest and most enduring collections called In Full Bloom. You can't rest on your laurels, sit back and say, I've learned all I need to know. Learning and growing keeps ideas alive so you can keep working hard. You need to recharge. When you are working hard and doing the same thing day after day, you almost make a bubble around yourself. It's important to break out from time to time, to regain your perspective about the world and your place in it. You are basically carving a path, and that path can become a rut if you don't get off of it now and then. I find inspiration for a fresh perspective everywhere. The beach opens my mind and lifts my spirits, and museums, galleries, and the outdoors also provide happy diversions that nourish me creatively. Overall, I find that without fail, taking a break takes me out of my rut, gives me a feeling of renewal, and fills me with inspiration. Whether it's taking a class or traveling, I discover things that I didn't expect when I signed up. I took a class in Provence a couple of years ago, and while the French countryside was inspiring, I could just as easily have been creating next door. By blocking out the time and putting myself in a new environment, I found myself stimulated by things that aren't in my everyday world. This dedicated time and the ability to focus inspired a new way of working, and I go back to that experience often in my mind. You have to give yourself permission to do these things. Inspiration is not bottomless. You have to find opportunities to continually fill your cup. It can be as simple as a change of scenery, but that can turn into a learning experience which can be life-changing. After my husband and I became empty nesters, we planned a vacation of a lifetime and traveled to South Africa. Being in a different part of the world with different people is so inspiring. It helps you to remember that you're just a tiny speck in this huge place. Broadening experiences like these allow you to pull yourself out of your little comfort zone and take a bigger view of the world. Learn anything you can from anyone you can. There will always come a time when you